Hello everyone, Brett back, high altitude scale modeling. Just got this in from Lucky Models today, new Kinetic J-15 Chinese Navy Flying Shark. Just released, photo its parts included. Just reading along down here, actual model may vary. This is the first production batch. It comes with a PLA tow tractor and 4 ground crews. Very nice. The side of the box tells you a little bit about it. Most people know the J-15 is a variant of the Su-33, the Chinese built under license. It's got a super detailed cockpit, super detailed engines, folding wings, super detailed landing gear bay, new tooled J-15 missiles, pylons, and antennas. There's the test one. There's a development test airframe and the active duty aboard the CNS Liaoning, if I said that right. So you can do the 2014, 2015, or 2017 version of the aircraft. Not much else on the box. So like I said, I just got this just this very second I opened it. So I wanted to get a review out for all you guys who may be interested. Let's open the box and see what we got. Sprues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, plus clear parts, plus this will be 12 with full intakes. No seam lines to worry about. We got a little box of parts we'll open up. We got some very thin photo etch. I almost just bent that. Put that over yonder. Big sheet of decals by Cartograph. Another bit of clear parts. Instructions. Alright. Barking dog. Let's start with fuselage. Kinetic uses self-sealing bags, so it's going to be noisy, but I generally go through and edit out the noise. I'm fairly certain Kinetic did an Su-33 and I got it over there somewhere. But I'll look it up. If they did, I'm sure I did a review on it. But the detail on this is very nice. Down to the hinges of the wing joints, through the recessed rivets, and the raised details for whatever parts those are. Where the heads-up display goes, some more raised detail there. Let's take a zoom. Check out all the detail on this. Looking mighty nice. Flip it over. Where the landing gear goes, you got some more detail. I'm not sure if this is meant to be cut out because it's indented there to open those panels. I guess if you have engine detail, that'd be nice. And you've got, looks like landing gear doors, these two anyway, and you've got some really nice detail in those. There and there. Another one here. And you've got, these are probably the canards for the front. And again, some superb detail on those. Zoom on back out. Good looking sprue. Alright, let's do this one with the intakes. I like seamless intakes. Used to have to buy them, and I'm not sure if the companies are still around that make them. So you get your intakes, your first stage compressor blades, the open intakes that go there. Those are open or closed generally. Here's the closed version, here's the open version. So, the open version, as you can see, it's got a lot of really fine detail on those blades. You see how it is on the closed version as well. But they carried it over to the open version, very nice. Intakes. Good rivet detail all around. And, look inside, there are ejector pin marks. There, a couple more there, a couple more there, so you'll need to fill those up and clean them up. Not the end of the world, better than cleaning up a whole steam line. Now whatever these parts, I'm pretty sure these go into the intakes that open or close them, like FOD covers. But they've got nice hinge detail on them too. Kinetic's been doing some really good work of late, in my opinion. Better than some of the other manufacturers. The bottom of the fuselage looks like tail parts as well. So we got us here. This is where the intakes are obviously going to go. They're going to fit right along these ridges right here. No attachment points, which is probably going to be good because there'll be no sink marks. Good detail. Again, more good hinge detail where the wing folds go. No sink marks. No real raised ejector pin marks. There's some better detail, those hinge details for the folded wings. These are the tail sections. One piece. No flash. You have to be very careful with these static dischargers after you get it together because those are going to break off very easy. Might even want to tape them up just to keep them safe till you paint it. But overall, looking like a beautiful aircraft. This Sprue's got the nose cone in it. And you guys remember that great movie Con Air with John Cusack and John Malkovich? I was just watching that. Good movie. Some good aircraft scenes in it. Nice Cobra helicopters almost shooting down a commuter, tourist flight. Anyway, cockpit details and sidewall details for the landing gear bays. Amazing. Spot on. Look at that detail. This is, not sure what part that's for. These again look like sidewall detail for landing gear bays. Very nice with some weathering on there. The way these rivets are on these parts. It's like a bulkhead. Here you've got the instrument panel. And looks like parts for holding the doors open, a bulkhead. Just the detail in that instrument panel is going to be really nice. You may not even have to worry about PE. You just get a punch and punch out your, I'm assuming there's decals for the dials, punch those out, sit them in there, give them a shot of something clear. It'll be beautiful. Sidewalls for the instrument or the cockpit. Back bulkhead for the cockpit. Some more sides. Again, no flash. No burring, but look how these parts right where I'm at here, right there, that little bit of detail right there. We're paying attention, you might cut that off as flash. Now, nose cone. Slide molded nose cone. Great detail on there. Nice point for the pitot tube. It's got a couple of little parts where you can have it open, I'm thinking. I won't know for sure until I get to the directions. So, very nice detailed interior cockpit parts. Overall, Sprue looks great. I don't see any burring on. If I had to guess, I'd say this is the part that holds up the speed brake, and there's no burring on it at all. The truck we'll look at in a minute. Well, if these are the tail sections, then those other parts must be for the elevators, and they've got the static dischargers on them, and the tail sections do not. See, it's nice to learn as you go along with these kits. So these are the tails, as you can tell, and the rudders, which are here. If I had to guess, it definitely has some good detail for the flaps and ailerons. So since these are like this, these are going to be flaps or ailerons or leading edge slats. Because they're made, can't really tell, but they're made to sit down, droop down, so they're not the rudder parts. The rudder parts are probably on that other part I thought was the tail section. This one's got some of its electronics on the back. This one doesn't. I don't know if it's supposed to or not, but the detail on these, like all the other parts, good rivet detail. I mean, just the connection points for these lowered, they're more than just your basic parts that sit on there that hold them in a down position. Those look like realistically designed controls, hinges for the flaps and slats. Kinetic may be doing everything they can to become the next Tamiya, because their detail is quite impressive. This looks like landing gear parts. And wheels. We got weight on wheels. Great brake detail. The front ones don't look like to have as much weight on wheels, but you know, there's less weight on those. I think these are going to be where the wing folds go. Maybe that's what those other parts were. They were the tips of the wings. But here we go. We were talking about are there going to be seam lines and burred edges on the landing gear parts? Well, there we go. We got a little tiny right there, very small line, but you can't even really see it on this one. So yes, there's a little bit of burring on there, but there's none on the front landing gear leg. So they have taken the time to make sure Did I get this detail right? I don't see any wording on the wheels, and even if I did, it'd probably be in Chinese and I wouldn't know what it said. But you can see all the tiny delicate little parts right here. I'm assuming these are supports for the gear doors or the front and rear landing gear. A lot of this is supports. There's the front wheels. And then what I believe are the halves when you fold the wings. And then the back where the canopy goes. And I'm sure that's part of the frame of the canopy. So, looking good here. There we go. So I was looking for some wings. So these are the outer wings. That answers that other question about what those one parts were. They had to be the elevators. So if I would remember to zoom this out, we wouldn't have to keep doing this once I get started. So here's your wings. These are the outer wing parts because the wing folds you saw are attached to the fuselage frame. I'm going to take a guess that these are the rudders because there are no downward drooping hinges like on the other parts. These look like they would turn both ways. But there's the, I'm going to say this is the upper wing and this is the lower wing because there's access panels up here. And then only a few down here. And then the ailerons, I'm guessing. Yep. There's where they would go. And you can see they're one piece like that. You can stick them on there how you want to. There's no real raised. These are raised a little bit. And these are raised quite a bit on this, on the top part. Sorry, the bottom part. So I would definitely take a sander and level those off so you don't have any trouble with the fit. I'm thinking these parts right here are probably part of the hinging mechanism for having the wings folded. But as you can see, the outstanding level of detail on all of this. Ailerons. They've taken their time and they've actually done some serious research, and I realize this is a Chinese plane and this is a Chinese company, so I'm sure they had a lot better access. Alright, so we've got our pylons through with the plane. So we've got several matching sprues. This is ejector seats. This is, I believe, a single seat aircraft. So, ejector seat. Nice detail. This must be the cushion. Headrest. I'm believing all these parts are for the ejector seat, but I could be wrong. Here we have matching sprues of pylons, one-piece pylons, with your same basic level of raised and riveted detail. Here's some wing pylons. I'm guessing these are the wingtip pylons here, but look how, if you can tell, if I can get in a picture you might be able to tell, but how fine the tip of that is. See, there's the tip of it. It practically vanishes. It's molded so fine. This whole wingtip part. Just amazing. So, those are pylons. And looks like we got pylons and weapons here. Again, matching sprues. You got, I have no idea what Chinese weapons are, but you've got these two here, and you've got this one here. So I'd say this is the Chinese version of the Sparrow, and this is the Chinese version of the Sidewinder. You've got the fins, and the missiles are both in one piece. This one's not, it's in halves. But you can see the nice raised and riveted detail on that one. Here's another full pylon. So the weapons are done nicely. And here, looks like we got some doors, speed brake doors, landing gear doors. And let's look at this one first. So I'm guessing if the speed brake, if you have it open, you put this panel in there for the detail. And then this is a speed brake. No real detail on the inside of it. I'm not sure if these, I'm pretty sure these are rear landing gear doors. And again, nice detail. No ejector pin marks anywhere you want them to be. Next we got this. I'm not entirely sure what this part is, but we'll find out when we look at the instructions. I think these are parts for the tail, and this is another pylon. But we'll figure all that out when we look at the instructions. It's got nice detail though. I mean, I'd say it's a laser guided thing, which looks like it goes under these railings because that fits right in there. So that would make sense. Next we're going to look in this box, because we're missing some things I haven't seen on any of the remaining sprues. I'm hoping they're in here, and they are. Engine nozzles. We've got 6 and compressor blades. So you've got 2 different stages of engine nozzles, which makes sense because as far as I can tell, and I've seen this, you've got one that's always open and one that's closed when it's in the power down position. Plus one's vectored a little different. So hopefully that goes with the instructions too. But the detail on this one in particular, very nice. Very nice. Inside, the same quality level of detail inside. And the compressor blades are almost sharp enough to cut you. It's nice they put them like this so they won't get damaged. Very forward thinking on Kinetic's part. Alright, next, let's look at the truck. Kinetic did the same thing with their Harrier not too long ago, where they put a truck with it. And not knowing what a Chinese tow truck, tow trailer, tow tractor looks like, I'd say the detail's good, tires are good. Take some nice weathering on there. The tow bar looks good with, again, no burring, no seam line. Nice seat, little bitty steering wheel. So that looks alright. And then they've said there were 4 people. Here are those 4 people. And looks like you've got, these are definitely flight officers. This one from the launching from the catapult position. Looks like you got 8 crew to me. A couple more flight deck officers. And 4 more, because these are 2 bodies, 2 heads and arms, and then torsos, bodies, heads and arms. So there's, Actually, 8 people included with this kit that have some really nice detail on their uniforms. I am tempted to make a catapult diorama now, just so I can use that guy right there. So, yeah, they've done their homework with figures. Heads look nice. Alright, clear parts. I'm thinking these are for the tractor. But they're nicely clear. These clear parts are the ones we're really interested in. Now there's a center seam that runs from here all the way down. Is it supposed to be there? Don't know. If not, it is pretty high up. I would say no. So you just use your sanders, your various ointments and goops and polishing liquids. Get that out in no time at all. Lights. More lights, heads-up display. The clearness of them. Well, what more can be said? It's crystal clear. No problem at all. And PE I'm not taking out of there because it is very thin. But you got your compressor blades, your afterburner rings, FOD covers. Not sure what those are for. But lots of nice detail. Rearview mirrors for the canopy. No seat belts. I have to check on the instructions and see if I can find some seat belts. And cartograph decals. Decals of perfection. Now, to me, it looks like this shark's got a beard on it. This one's definitely got slanted eyes and this one doesn't. But they both look like they have beards on them. Not very many stencils, but enough. Cartograph. So you know they're going to be perfect. And the instructions. Talking about the aircraft. First prototype was flown in 2009. It's only 10 years old. January 17, the first carrier took off. Sprue map. If you need a part, contact them by email. And here's a helpful guide, the part code for the various sprues. Paint callouts. Ammo, Vallejo, Mr. Color, Tamiya, Umbral. And it looks like Ammo and Vallejo are the only ones complete, although Mr. Color's close. Starting with the seat. That's a very detailed ejector seat. There's the cockpit and its parts. And all this is the seat. Putting the seat and the other parts in there. Instrument panel. A little bit of PE apparently goes on the instrument panel. Don't say anything about a decal. Wheelbase. Wheelbase attaching to the lower fuselage, bay doors, including the little oxygen tanks, compressor blades with their PE intakes, open or closed with the PE parts, top and bottom of the intakes. There's what I said, those are probably the FOD covers, and you can see they're in there. Just some more little bitsy parts that goes on there. There's something for you to think about. There's the main wheel. You got the PE parts for the FOD covers for the wheel. Do you put that on now or do you wait? Good question. Alright. Here's the buildup of the PE parts for the afterburner. And then the two nozzles. And the main landing gear. Lots of tiny little detail parts on there. It doesn't look like you can vector the nozzles, but you can use both, one of each. Here's what I said about the wing folds. Only using those parts if you're folding the wings. And apparently you need to measure and put some holes in, it looks like. There's a 1-to-1 scale measurement. Landing gear, which looks like you can put on afterwards, which is good because these are going to have a good paint job to them. These are pylons for the inner wings. Landing gear doors. These are the lower canards. A bunch more little fiddly parts. You might want to wait on some of them. There's the open refueling probe. Here's how you put the canopy together. All its little delicate parts, open or closed. Open speed brake. I guess if you want this closed, you just put that. So that's a PE part you're putting on the refueling probe. Doesn't say anything about having it closed. So check on that. More PE parts going on there. There's the tails, the rudders, flaps. Move them down. Oh, see, this part goes on there. And the rear camera system, so you can see behind you. I guess if you're backing up. There's the wings. You're only using those parts if the wings are folded. All the little PE stuff that goes on the nose cone. And you have to drill a hole out to put in the pitot tube. Flaps, ailerons, this part. Yep, I was right. That's part of the elevator. So I was wrong the first time and right the second time. Putting the weapons together. Weapons call out. Excuse the cat in the background. Common stencils. They don't have color callouts. Bummer. There you go with the, where you're going to put all the colors, the decals. I guess those are radiation warnings. More colors, more decals. Here's putting together the little truck. All its little parts, wheels, everything else. There is no directions in here on the people, the pilots. So there you go. Brand new, fresh from China, J-15. Hope you enjoyed the video. Remember, don't be a kit collector, be a kit builder. I'm going to build this soon. I like the way it looks. Thanks for watching.